Royal Caribbean, well, they've actually lowered a price and will be giving passengers something for free. We have more itinerary changes for Carnival Cruise Lines, and a city in California, well, they are trying to ban cruise ships. Let's get into some cruise news. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video. All right, Royal Caribbean has announced that their in-app messaging, which you can use to chat between other guests on board the ship, well, they have decided instead of it being $1.99 per person per day, it is now going to be free. And this is a really good option, especially if you don't have an internet package on board the ship and you still want to be able to communicate with other guests in your traveling party, other guests on board the ship. You can set up group chats, you can send individual messages kind of anywhere on the ship, kind of keep track of your group. Hey, where you at? I'm over here. So it's a good feature to have, like I said, especially if you don't have an internet package, because it simply works within the app. So as long as you have the app downloaded, you will have access to this feature. And it's not real often that we see a cruise line actually lower the price on something or even just give something away for free. Next, we have more itinerary changes for Carnival Cruise Lines. Now, I did a video on this yesterday talking about itinerary changes in the Caribbean, and a lot of these changes are between Carnival's private islands. So Half Moon Cay, Princess Cay, that is where we're really seeing a lot of these changes. And this next set of changes is also going to be for the end of 2023 into the 2024 cruising season. So the first sailing effective will be the December 23rd, 2023 sailing of the Carnival Spirit from Mobile, Alabama, where Princess Cay will be replaced with Bimini, and the order of the port stops is going to be reversed. There are 5 itinerary changes for the Carnival Freedom sailing out of Port Canaveral. So the November 20th, 2023 sailing, the port order is reversed and the port times are slightly modified. The December 4th, 2023 port order is reversed and the port times are slightly modified. The January 2nd, 2024 sailing, Princess Cay is being replaced with Bimini with slight port time changes. The March 30th, 2024 sailing, the port order is reversed and port times are slightly modified. And the June 8th, 2024 sailing will see Princess Cay replaced with Half Moon Cay and slight changes to the port times. And finally, the March 3rd sailing of the Carnival Vista, also sailing from Port Canaveral, will have Half Moon Cay replaced with Princess Cay. So more changes, more itinerary changes from Carnival Cruise Lines. Like I said in yesterday's video, I had a feeling they weren't quite done yet as they continue to kind of balance the schedules out, continue to make adjustments that would just hopefully going to make it less crowded at each of these destinations and a better experience for the cruise passengers. And finally, the City Council of Monterey, California, well, apparently they have voted to terminate passenger landing services, meaning any services the cruise ship receives if they dock there in Monterey, California. Well, apparently they have decided to terminate those services, and this is a message to let cruise lines know that they are no longer welcome to dock there. So the council voted 3-2 to terminate city services to process disembarking passengers. Ships will continue to be allowed to drop anchor in the bay and take guests to the shore via tender. However, cruise lines will have to hire staff at the port to process passengers at the city's public dock. It is my hope that this step will signal to the cruise industry that they are no longer welcome by our city, wrote Hans Usler, city manager for Monterey, in a report to the council. The concern, said Uslar, is avoiding an accidental discharge into our pristine Monterey Bay. So they're voting to essentially not allow cruise ships, or to discourage cruise ships from docking there in the future. Now, my understanding from the report is that the city council does not actually have the authority to ban cruise ships from docking there. So exactly what effect will this have on the cruise industry? We're going to kind of have to wait and see. It's probably going to be like a Key West type situation, possibly some lawsuits that usually come up in these type of situations, and see what happens from there. Now, Monterey typically receives up to 7 to 12 cruise stops per year, with the next scheduled stop March 14th by the Discovery Princess. Now, also Celebrity Cruise Lines, Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines, Holland America Cruise Lines, Oceania, Silver Seas, and Norwegian Cruise Lines all have stops scheduled there in Monterey here in the 2023 cruising season. So we're going to have to kind of wait and see what the cruise lines do with this information versus what the city does, see if there's going to be any effect or any changes to upcoming cruises scheduled to stop in Monterey. And this is going to have to be something we're going to keep an eye on. Like I said, nothing as far as cruise itineraries have been changed based on this current information, based on what the city council voted for. So again, we're just going to have to kind of wait and see. And that's going to be your cruise news video for today. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It is free to do so. Helps our channel grow. Let you know anytime we put out a new video. Hope everyone out there is having a really great day, and like always, we will see you out on the high seas.